Hey, good morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. It's 3:40 here in the morning on this Monday morning. We have been streaming all through the evening hours and overnight hours, tracking these showers and storms that have been moving through. And we want to tell you about a large area of northwest Georgia under a severe thunderstorm warning that impacts some of our counties in northwest Georgia, but also a new development that we want to tell you about. And again, Whitfield County up around Dalton is actually in the Chattanooga viewing area. We normally wouldn't break into programming for this, but we are with this one because it's part of a larger area in northwest Georgia where we have numerous counties involved in a severe thunderstorm warning, and many of those counties are in our viewing area. But up near Dalton right now, this is where we have some rotation that is showing up there west of Dalton and west of 75, and that has prompted a tornado warning. I'm going to show you that here on screen so you can get a look at that. This is mainly for those areas of Whitfield County. Again, this is in the Chattanooga viewing area, but we want to come on right now to let you know about this because this is just the beginning of this line indicating some rotation. Now, we had rotation back into Alabama a little bit earlier tonight, but then we didn't have any tornado warnings for a while. But now that this is moving into northwest Georgia, we are getting this tornado warning. It's going to be in effect until 4 o'clock in the morning there, approaching near the Dalton area. Let me get in just a little bit tighter. If you have friends up in Dalton, now again, people in Dalton usually have to watch the Chattanooga stations, but let them know that they can stream us on 11 Alive Plus, and we can kind of show you they'll be able to see our coverage there as this area of potential rotation is just to the west of 75. It's getting closer to the Dalton area here, and that would be moving over to the east at about 45 miles an hour. So if I put a time of arrival on here, actually 40 miles an hour. If I put a time of arrival on here with that little part right there, going at 40 miles an hour, that would take that to Dalton at 3:50. Right now it's 3:43. So for our viewers up in northwest Georgia who might be watching us on streaming right now, I want you to go ahead and get into your tornado safe positions there in parts of Whitfield County, especially if you're in Dalton. Here is 75 right here. That part of the storm is going to be crossing over into your area at 3:50 in the next few minutes. Keith's Mill at 3:57, Spring Place at 4:02. Now we don't know if when it gets to Chatsworth or Hassler's Mill coming up at 4:06 and 4:13 if that rotation will still be there, but this is what we'll keep an eye on in northwest Georgia. And along this line, as it's in northwest Georgia, I was just explaining to folks on streaming as I was doing a live cut in on 11 Alive Plus that we often have to watch this leading edge here where we can see little notches within a linear type of storm system that could have rotation with it. And just pretty much as I was saying that, then we got this new tornado warning that came in for those areas in northwest Georgia in parts of Whitfield County. Now, I also want to show you here, we'll widen out just a little bit and get rid of that polygon there. The rest of the area of northwest Georgia in this severe thunderstorm warning, and that includes these areas of Chattooga County from Somerville, Floyd County there in Rome, all right, the northern part really from Rome northward, also Gordon County near Calhoun, up toward Murray County, and of course Whitfield County is included in that severe thunderstorm warning, as well as that part of Whitfield where this storm is moving into the Dalton area with some rotation. I want to go back to velocity here and we'll see if we can kind of pinpoint there that specific area of rotation. So it could be this part right here now that it's about to cross over 75. Now there's the city of Dalton. This would be the part right here that looks like, now this is far away from the radar site. That's why we don't see the typical red and green coming together that would indicate rotation, because this is so far away from the radar site. But we're seeing this couplet here that we're watching that's about to cross over 75 just to the south of Hassler Mill. All right, so this is about to cross over 75 there near the Dalton area. Rachel, I see you over there. I don't know if you could look up into northwest Georgia on 75 at Dalton, south of Rocky Face, along 75 just west of Dalton. I know the cameras are probably dark there. Rachel Cox-Rosen is here. She's going to check out our cameras to see if anything looks out of the ordinary there with a bit of rotation that we're watching in northwest Georgia. Again, just west of Dalton, between Dalton and Rocky Face there on 75. And it'll be interesting to see if we could see any potential rotation there or the heavy rain that's coming down in that area. But that's what we're watching. And that does line up now with the update that just came in from the National Weather Service, where we see this polygon that kind of is a little bit smaller now. But let me tell you what they're saying here from the Weather Service, where it is saying severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Rocky Face or near Dalton, moving east at about 40 miles an hour. So that is the part of the couplet that we're watching right now that's about to cross over 75 and continue moving over 75, getting closer to Dalton, and that is moving moving east at about 40 miles an hour. So this is closing in on 75, about to cross there. For that tornado warning. That's the couplet that we're watching. Again, it's far away from the radar site, not the typical green and red that we see here, but that is the part that we're watching right there. And this, again, is radar indicated. This is not a confirmed tornado up in Whitfield County. Now, as I said earlier, when we broke in, Whitfield County is in the Chattanooga viewing area, but we know that a lot of folks in Northwest Georgia watch us, if not on TV, streaming us or watching us online as well. So that's why we're spending a little bit of time on here. And many of you are familiar with this area of Dalton here and along 75. So here's Rocky Face. There's the couplet that we're watching right now, really about to cross over or is crossing over 75 right now and pushing in closer to Dalton. Rachel Cox-Rosen is checking out our DOT cameras there in northwest Georgia just to see if we see anything out of the ordinary right there, and she'll alert us if she does see anything, and we'll be able to show those to you here in just a little bit. So that is part of the severe thunderstorm warning that does include numerous counties. Do you see anything there?
You can see the wind whipping, cameras moving.
So what source would that be for our director to take? 55. Can y'all take 55 there, our directors, just so we can look at this tower cam really quick? That's up 75, or source 55, remote 55, I believe it is, up around the Dalton area. And again, we don't really see, you know, it's dark. It would be hard to see any type of funnel there, but the winds are really whipping around, and the rain is coming down too. So I'm not sure if y'all are hearing us in the control room. If y'all could take, working on getting remote, they've got to code that to get that in there. So, but as we're talking about that, and y'all pop it up whenever you get it, but this is all part of this larger severe thunderstorm warning that does include many of our counties that we're responsible for here for Atlanta for our television market, including this area of Floyd County, also Chattooga County here, moving into Gordon County. Okay, let's go ahead and pop that up really quick. So what we're looking at here, all right, this is that area that we were talking about just west of Dalton and near, really between Rocky Face and Dalton, where we have the tornado warning in effect, and we were watching on radar. Okay, you see those cars there that are moving slowly. The rain is coming down. The wind is blowing. You see the cars going on the opposite side there, not the headlights coming to us, but you see the red lights going the other way. Some folks have on their hazards. That's not recommended, but that just kind of goes to show you that folks are moving a lot slower here on this. But I just wanted to give you an example of that really heavy rain that's coming down with this in that area there along 75, where we have a tornado warning that is in effect. Now again, we normally wouldn't break in to TV for tornado warning in Dalton because it's in the Chattanooga viewing area, but we're doing this now because it's all part of an encompassing area that does include numerous counties in northwest Georgia, and at any time on that leading edge where we see some notches. In fact, I'm kind of keeping an eye on this closer to Armurchie. This is not a good signal of a tight rotation near Armurchie, but if this does tighten up, that could trigger a tornado warning there too. So really along this line, we're keeping an eye on that. But again, I'm not saying there's going to be a tornado near Armurchie. We're just seeing some signals there of any potential rotation that would be moving through. Let me put the storm tracks on and see if they're picking up that as well. Okay, nothing coming in with our storm tracks yet along that area of that line that we're watching. Back to radar mode, we'll look at reflectivity. And so, well, yeah, that is kind of interesting with reflectivity here too. That kind of lined up with that area that we were watching. So that's actually north of Armurchie within that right here. Let me go back to velocity and see how that lines up. So that would be kind of north of that here. So anyway, what we have to watch when we're looking and forecasting along a squall line or a linear part of a system that's moving through, we have to watch very closely for these little notches here along that, where at any time we can see rotation developing. So that's what we're going to keep an eye on really for the rest of the overnight hours. Chesley is here with me. We're both here. He'll be joining us in just a little bit as we track these storms moving in. He's also getting ready for stuff for the morning show tomorrow. But this warning that we have up near Dalton in northwest Georgia is radar indicated. We don't have any confirmation, but as you can see these little notches here along that line? That's what we have to watch, where at any time we can see rotation developing. And it has been a while as we've been watching these storms in Alabama where we have not had any tornado warnings, but it's interesting to see that as this moved into Georgia, that notch did get tight enough for our National Weather Service here in Peachtree City to issue this warning. And this is going to be in effect until, I believe it was till 4 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see here. Let me just make sure they're not saying anything new about this cell. What I was just pointing out over in Catoosa was something that the Weather Service was also watching, but they're saying that it's just not, let's see here, might be side-lobed, so it might not be tight enough for an actual warning to be issued. But we do have in Catoosa County a tree down over power lines around 198 Westwood near Ringgold. So we are seeing some damage in parts of northwest Georgia right now as these storms continue to move through. So a lot to watch here with this. Yep.
You have a good camera.
Okay, we have another camera in the control room if y'all want to pop that up. I'm assuming that's on the same source. Additional camera that we're watching there in northwest Georgia. This is up still in Whitfield County near Cleveland Highway. Look at those street lights just swaying there in that wind. Also look at the rain, just sheets of rain there on the road blowing in those strong winds there. This is at Cleveland Highway and Glenwood Avenue in Whitfield. That is near the Dalton area. So very strong winds. We do not see from these cameras evidence of an actual funnel. Oh, look at that lightning there too. No evidence necessarily of a funnel, but we have strong winds up in areas of northwest Georgia where we are seeing that severe thunderstorm warning in effect. And then within the severe thunderstorm warning, we still have this tornado warning moving across and near Dalton right now. I'm going to get in a little bit tighter so we can see that. I also want to show you our shear tracks. What we're looking for here, okay, we're just seeing some blue up there. So the rotation tracks indicating right over here on the west side some of those areas where we have seen some rotation, and this kind of is what came together right here west of Dalton, triggering that tornado warning that we have up near the Dalton area crossing over 75. And let me show you the velocity here too, where we can kind of see what is left of that. This part right here is still kind of interesting. We do have green and red kind of coming together as this has now. This was over near Hassler Mill. It was pretty much just north of Dalton, getting closer to Dawnville right now. Dawnville, you're right outside of the polygon, but based on what I'm seeing here, I want you guys in Dawnville to get in your, well, now that couplet kind of shrunk up a little bit, but be in your safe position there in Dawnville, north and east of Dalton, because we were seeing a couplet there which was indicating the potential for some rotation there, still in parts of Whitfield County, but that's north and east of Dalton now, north of Keith's Mill, continuing to move over to the west. And that would be pushing in not too far off from getting closer to Murray County here in just a little bit. There's the county line here. There's Murray, Crandall, Chatsworth there. So we'll keep an eye on that to see if that potentially holds together and if they would issue potentially another tornado warning over to the east there. So just a really complex system with this line of storms rolling through parts of northwest Georgia right now. And again, numerous areas there in northwest Georgia, numerous counties in this severe thunderstorm warning. Now, back here, I want to widen out. I know we've been really tight on that. I want to show you how this relates to us here in Atlanta. We are here, nothing going on here right now, but this is what we're watching. We're keeping an eye on that line of storms to the north and west of us, also over to the west of us too. We have reports of some trees down on Varnell Street and Tunnel Hill, and a tree down on at 330, mile marker 332, where the warm storm, tree down on 75 at mile marker 332. Rachel, I don't know if you're still over there, if she heard that or not. I don't think so. So, but a tree down apparently on I-75 near mile marker 332. We'll see if we can find a camera there that could show that tree down. We don't have cameras on every part of 75, but we'll watch that too to see. And that would line up with those areas where we were seeing that rotation. But you'll notice here, these little things look really interesting. You know, where we have to watch these notches as these move over to the east, and our atmosphere, the environment is favorable for rotation to develop here within those storms there in parts of northeast Georgia. So this is what we're concentrating on right here, coming from north of Rome, about to move into Gordon County, this coming out of Walker County, moving into Whitfield and eventually into Murray. We've also had some suspect areas here in parts of Chattooga County and up toward Catoosa County, continuing to watch any potential rotation that could develop there with those storms. And then that's not all we're watching. We have these storms, okay, with the main line, all right, look at all this. Thunder and lightning moving into Anniston and Talladega, about to push down towards Selma. And then if you'll look down south of Montgomery, ahead of this main line, we have these storms that are firing up that has prompted a tornado warning near Greenville. We have to watch that south of Montgomery because these are storms developing ahead of that main line, and that could push up toward LaGrange, maybe into Coweta County, maybe into areas of Heard County and Troup County in a bit. So a lot to watch here with not just that main line, but these individual cells that are developing up ahead of that. I want to take a closer look at these. Again, part of one of those, I know that doesn't look that impressive there, but even these kind of individual cells ahead of that main line now moving into Carroll County and also into these areas of Randolph County. You know, we'll have to watch those because those could be getting stronger too. I want to see if we have anything on velocity. Nothing looking too crazy with those either, but that entire line now is still looking impressive. It is still moving closer into Cleburne County. All these little notches we're watching here, the rest of Floyd County, that would push into Haralson County too, and also into areas of Haralson County and Polk County. Here is the Rome Tower Cam. This is a look at the wind that is blowing right now in Rome. The rain is starting to come down there a little bit harder. You can see some of the raindrops on the lens kind of diffusing that light a little bit. Here looking down on the street, you can see some of this rain coming down, but look at the winds that are whipping up even more now as that rain is starting in Floyd County. Floyd County, the northern part of the county from Rome northward, is included in that severe thunderstorm warning, and we're seeing evidence of those strong winds coming in, and what has prompted this warning are those winds of 60 miles an hour or greater. Now, I'm not saying that that wind right now in downtown Rome is actually 60 miles an hour, but some areas there within that severe thunderstorm warning, we do have those strong winds there in association with it. Chesley, do they have you mic'd up yet? Do you know if they can hear you yet?
Can you hear me?
I think I got you now.
Yeah, we got you.
I don't know. You were looking like you were studying something really close there. I didn't know if you saw anything new there.
No, they've allowed the tornado warning to expire.
Okay, I just saw that disappear. All right.
Yeah, so we just have those thunderstorms, again, producing up to 60 miles per hour in some of those parts there, but could get up to 70 miles per hour as they continue to push through.
And you know, and those storms do have a history of 70-mile-an-hour winds back into parts of Mississippi and Alabama and up into Tennessee a little bit earlier. So that's still part of our scenario that we're watching here. So the good news is, as Chesley just mentioned, you saw that red polygon that was up around Dalton that has disappeared now. So the tornado warning is no longer in effect. And